Good afternoon. On behalf of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau, I would like to welcome you to our live and on location virtual video episode featuring safe and clean travel in Greater Fort Lauderdale. We are delighted you've joined us and appreciate you sharing your valuable time with us today. My name is Tracy Vaughn. I am the Senior VP of Global Sales at Visit Lauderdale. And joining me today from our leisure team are our two co-hosts, Gabriel Martinez, hey Gabe, and Caitlin Etchevers. This is our 6th webisode since late July, and we have more planned through March of 2021. Now, I don't think I need to tell you that this virtual training series was developed in response to the pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, the leisure team traveled the globe to train advisors and share our love for our home destination, Greater Fort Lauderdale. We came to you and brought our hoteliers and attractions who helped us tell our story in fun and interactive ways. But we've had to reimagine, for now, how we bring our partners to you to share our story. Thank goodness for this virtual technology that we have learned to embrace and helps us stay in touch with clients like you who are so important to the destination. The pandemic has changed travelers' priorities when choosing a destination too. Some decisions are limited due to restrictions on where we can and can't travel. But some are simply based on what is more important to me right now. What do I want most from this travel experience? We know through research, travelers' #1 concern and consideration for choosing a destination is their health and safety. Your response to this webisode tells us how important health and safety is as well, as this is the first episode to be oversold. Clearly, safety is top of mind for you. Travelers are choosing destinations where they feel they can be in the great outdoors, like beaches for social distancing, and destinations that have taken measures to ensure the health and safety of their residents and travelers alike. We understand your challenge is sorting all of this out for your clients. Well, we certainly have the great outdoors with 23 miles of beach to our east and the Everglades to our west and 300 miles of waterways in between. However, we knew early on we would need to do more to instill confidence in booking Greater Fort Lauderdale. So we decided to tap travel advisors to help us understand what those protocols needed to be to help you feel comfortable selling Greater Fort Lauderdale as a safe destination. Back in June, we hosted 5 high-level travel execs and asked them to tour all potential touch points travelers might experience when visiting Greater Fort Lauderdale, including our airport, port, hotels, attractions, and restaurants. And they gave us insider advice and recommendations about what protocols should be in place and how we get this message out to you. We captured all of this on video and have created our Shaping the Recovery video, which you can find on our site, sunny.org/travel-trade. It's a little more than 30 minutes long, but it will take you throughout our community and you will see what your clients will experience when traveling here. And it is now part of our Travel Agent Academy as well, and we encourage you to check it out. We also created the Visit Lauderdale Safe and Clean Pledge. Businesses throughout the county voluntarily pledge to follow CDC cleaning protocols, including wearing masks, providing hand sanitizer, practicing social distancing, training staff on these protocols, and working towards contactless payment. You'll find these signs throughout our community, and a listing of all the businesses that have taken the pledge is also listed on sunny.org. So I said we're bringing our partners to you, and I'd like to introduce you to our partners you'll be hearing from today, live and on location. Each has taken the Safe and Clean Pledge and have certainly been in the forefront of keeping our visitors and residents safe. So Russell from Manhattan Tower, Ben from Wildline Adventures, Audra from the Wyndham Deerfield Beach, and Amanda from Oceans 234, and Gabe today for the first time is streaming live from Gulfstream Brewing. So I'd like to now turn it over to Caitlin, and I just want to thank all of you again for joining us and to our partners. Caitlin.
Thank you so much, Tracy. So just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. On this screen here, you'll see a way to view the presentation today. And we suggest that all of you play around a little bit with that kind of gray bar at the top of your screen, right underneath the cameras perhaps. As you can see in the screen here, you can make it a little bit larger or smaller. And we would love for you to make the screen of the camera a little bit larger than the PowerPoint, because today's presentation is all about accessing what our partners have to say on location and hopefully getting a little bit of a view of what they're seeing, maybe out in the Everglades or some rooms and restaurant. We got a lot going on today. So play around with that if you can. And another thing to mention, in the toolbox to your right, you'll see a thing that says handouts. If you can please make sure that you download, we have 4 handouts today. Those are great information for you to download and save maybe in your file on Greater Fort Lauderdale for bookings. In each handout, you'll have more information about our attraction, our hotel, and our restaurant partners today, and information on commissions and incentives, etc. So make sure that you download those before the end of the presentation. And then last but not least, excuse me, 2 more things. 1, questions. You can certainly ask any questions throughout in the little questions bar. We will get to those as quickly as possible or at the end of the presentation. And then at the final slide, we'll be doing prizes. We have some great prizes today, 4 prizes, but make sure you're going to be answering the questions. We have some trivia, so you've got to listen to everything that people are saying today. And then we are only going to have 1 winner. Okay, so I'm sorry, we're going to have 4 winners, but you can only win once. Okay, so even if you are listening to everything and you get them all right, unfortunately, you can only win once. So we just got to put that disclaimer out there. But I'm going to pass it on over to Gabe, and he's going to talk to us about where we are going today.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Our partners, you can now mute your cameras. I will call you back up on the screen when it's your turn. So thank you so much for joining us and spending a little bit of time. I would just ask you to, for the next 45 minutes, turn off your phones or at least set them aside. Shut down your email and just let's be here. Let's take you on a little bit of a tour through Greater Fort Lauderdale. So of course, as you know, we not only represent the city of Fort Lauderdale, but the county of Broward. So we'll be going all over the place today. We'll see the Manhattan Tower in Fort Lauderdale, but we'll go to the west part of the county with White Lime Adventures. Then we'll come back downtown to Gulfstream Brewing, and then we'll go way north and we'll have a spotlight on my local beach, Deerfield Beach, and we'll talk about hotels, attractions, and restaurants there. And notice that everything we do, we're scheduling it like a package. So we're including lodging, we're including dining, and we're including activities. If you have not seen previous episodes, please go back and we'll tell you how to do that. And just as a disclaimer, if any of our partners is not wearing a mask, it's because they are able to socially distance today, or they're outdoors enough where they can be socially distant. If all of us who are in public areas are wearing masks. So today, Gulfstream Brewing is hosting me, so I'm thankful for that. So let's get a little bit into a little bit of a destination overview, and then we'll keep going. But how about we start with some good news? We like to start all these webinars with good news because I know we all need them, and there are good news out there. So let's start with that. If you see our video, you'll see in great detail some of the protocols that the airport FLL has put in place. But the port, even though cruising is on hold at the moment, they have not stayed put. They have taken measures themselves, and they are implemented. They are, if you go there, the social distancing protections, guides, messaging, hand sanitizing, all that is already up, and so they're ready to start receiving cruise passengers once they that's allowed, once that's authorized. We did have a little bit of a start. We had a cruise, a ferry line that goes to the Bahamas called Balearia. Hold on, and right when they were selling, this pharma box was installed in the port. It's become really popular as a way to buy personal protective equipment and other clean and safe items, and you can just buy them right before you get on the ship, and that's become a hit for the terminal. So look out, recommend it to your clients. Good news is that Celebrity is trusting in the industry. They trust in our port. So Apex arrived this week. We are hoping that its maiden voyage will be in December, if not in January. But we will be the home port for Celebrity's newest ship, Apex. All right, let's keep going. This is a reminder. You know this. Tracy mentioned that we have 27 miles of beaches. We have canals in the middle, the Everglades out west. So we are always surrounded by water. We are an aquatic destination, but we do have those almost 300 miles of navigable canals. We do use them. We do enjoy them, and that's what we're still called the Venice of America. So there's a great way to see the city from land, but there's a better way to see the destination from the water. I can't show you, but I'm wearing shorts. We're casual, we're relaxed. This is a place with no pretensions. We are ready to receive anybody just as you are. So I'd like you to go to the next slide, Caitlin, please. You see where tons of our spaces are wide open, and that's why you have a lot of outdoor seating and a lot of our restaurants. We have unique features that make us a different, and that's why we say an authentic kind of destination. I bet many of you didn't know that right next to this big city, you could go a few minutes out west and be out in the wilderness riding horses. So keep that in mind. And then next is one thing that I think really differentiates us. Diversity, a lot of destinations claim it. I don't think we have to claim it. You just have to come and see for yourself, and you'll know what I mean. Beginning with, for example, the influence of the LGBT community, not just in terms of the travel segment, but of city residents, destination residents. How open we have been forever about not just receiving travelers again, but encouraging people to move here. But then again, you add a layer on top of that of all the people from all over the states have wanted to live here. I was born in Venezuela, came here, so the Latin American influence, Colombians, Venezuelans, the huge Brazilian community, people of African descent, whether there's American blacks or people from the Caribbean or the West Indies, so Jamaicans, Trinitarians, Barbadians, there's all converging in here. So it does make us a diverse place that all colors our food, our drink, our activities. So we don't have to be saying that we're diverse. You have to come and see it and experience it. So let's see. We have Caitlin, you can go, and if you want to, please launch the poll. We want folks, we want to know what you're thinking. We want to know what you're seeing. If you could share with us, we have a couple polls, so we're going to launch one right now. What are you hearing? You have the ear to the ground. You have your finger on the pulse of your industry, of your clients. Tell us what they're asking, what they're most concerned when they're booking a trip. Obviously, we're addressing one of those concerns that we know are there, but we want to know what you're hearing. You're sort of our reporters, letting us know what's going on out there. We've always had this question whether people are looking more for deals or for their ability to stay clean and safe. I'm guessing that it's a combination of both always.
Interesting. We have we're going to leave it open another 5 seconds, maybe.
Okay. It's anonymous, folks. You can vote with confidence. We don't know your opinion.
All right. Let's share it.
Look at that. Okay. So we're right on track. So safe and clean, very important. How open is the destination? That's a great, thank you for that feedback. I want you to know that although there are some restrictions in capacities and things like that, we are open for business. We are open to receive passengers. We're open to receive guests. So with that, I want to introduce our first partner, So if I could have Russell come back on screen and tell us a little bit about Manhattan Tower.
Okay, first, I'd like to say that the Broward County Convention and Visitors Bureau should receive the prize for the most innovative and proactive association of its kind. They invited us to share as a small boutique hotel with limited resources how we are surviving and managing the impact of COVID virus. Our hospitality partners around the world, small and large, are dealing with the same challenges, and we need to work together. I want to say at the beginning, I was asked to do this as an organic presentation, but I don't do organic well, so I read much of my presentation. I have so much good information, I don't want you to miss a thing. Please bear with me. I want to show you a front of our property. We are located beachside on the Intercoastal Waterway among many authentic Florida properties. Only a 5-minute walk to the main Fort Lauderdale beach and all of its sidewalk cafes, but a world from the congestion and hectic activity of the beach community. We are nestled on a quiet back street with off-street parking free and free Wi-Fi.
Russell, sorry to interrupt you. This is Gabe. Can you make sure your camera is on? I don't see it. I don't know if anybody else does, but I don't think I see it. Thank you. Yes, the webcam.
Are you seeing it now?
There we go.
Yes, we do.
I'm sorry.
Could you hear the whole presentation?
Yes, we heard it. We heard you loud and clear.
Welcome to Manhattan Tower. We are a boutique apartment hotel. We are the alternative to a chain hotel experience, where you know what to expect in decor, amenities, and services. We are the unexpected in a good way. Please come in. Our property consists of only 14 units, each of which is unique from studio to 2-bedroom apartments, all with fully equipped kitchens, built in 1952 in the time of winged cars in the mid-century modern style as an executive retreat. The facilities have been updated to present-day standards with an eye to retaining its special character and charm. Having a background in antiques and art, the owners have furnished all of the apartments with original art and a mix of specially chosen furnishings. We have established a guest orientation check-in where the guest has their temperature taken and the registration form is reviewed. We send this form to guests prior to their arrival to prepare them for their visit. If they prefer not to follow our rules, they are welcome to cancel with a full refund. Our courtyard is through here. Our courtyard is surrounded by tropical plants with an incredible collection of orchids, which are unfortunately not in bloom today. If you like our gardens and property on this cloudy day, you will love it when the sun is shining, which is often. We have an oversized heated pool, which rarely is used by more than a few guests since we have so few apartments. Guest apartments are thoroughly sanitized prior to guests' arrival. The guest apartment is now the personal retreat and refuge of the guest with limited access by the staff. Guests are asked to place their soiled towels and trash in plastic bags and leave them outside the apartment. The staff will remove and replace them. There is a need for guests and staff to cooperate for everyone's safety. I would like to take you into one of our apartments so you get a deep idea of the furnishings that we have.
Russell, we lost you a little
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think we lost
You're
the
back.
Wi-Fi signal for a second.
With moving around, sometimes you miss.
They lost the Wi-Fi a little. Okay.
But please, this is one of our 1-bedroom apartments on the Intercoastal Waterway. You will see here, we put on the table additional care. And I just wanted to point out, this is a special UV light that we have had installed in all of our central air conditioning systems to protect our guests. It's told to me that it kills 99% of viruses, mold, and bacteria. We also, all of our apartments have separate central air conditioning units, so there's no cross-contamination between apartments. The waterfront apartments all have private balconies, but the courtyard apartments have a wonderful waterfront deck with plenty of seating. Fully equipped kitchens in all apartments free the guests to prepare a complete meal or just order in and heat up. There are many restaurants open now for indoor and outdoor service, but having their own kitchen adds the guests' comfort level. I will now take you out to our waterfront area. You will note the construction taking place in our lounge area. We are creating a cappuccino wine cafe. Are due to come in the end of this month. They were supposed to be here 6 months ago. But this will be a little wine bar and cappuccino for our guests. You see the handicap ramp here. And I think about
Russell, you're breaking up.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you. Your screen's, there we go.
Okay, sorry. When you move around, that happens. Out here, we have a waterfront deck with plenty of seating, and it's all separated. This is the waterfront gate where the water taxi can come and pick you up and drop you off. The only other thing I would like to mention is that if you have a dog, there's no problem with size or number, as long as the guest follows the rules. There is a fee though. We do have powerful Wi-Fi throughout the property and smoking. All apartments are smoke-free. And there's a hefty charge for breaking this rule. But we understand there are guests who smoke, and we indulge them as much as possible with the understanding that they may only smoke outside and away from our guests. Look at that wonderful boat just went by. Okay. We offer a commission to travel agents of 10% of the entire stay, not including taxes and fees. They must, one, register a guest by name prior to the booking, and two, the booking must be made directly by calling through our direct website. Guests receive a discounted rate for a week or more. Commissions are not paid when booking comes through online. We have a special offer for those attending this
Russell,
presentation.
if that's included in the handout that is part of what we have.
Okay, thank you for your indulgence and with a very inexperienced speaker. You're always welcome to visit our property for a personal experience, but we are happy to answer any of your questions or provide you with written policies to be shared with everyone. Keep on traveling. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Russell. I love how much art you have all around the property. It's just beautiful. And having the boat cruise by right in front of your property was a really nice touch, right? Everybody think that was a nice touch? Very good.
Yes, we ordered that.
Thank you so much for that. It was very special. And I think if you don't, I mean, if you didn't know what to think about my slide about being casual chic, I mean, the gentleman is the verifiable example. Look at that. I love that shirt. I'm gonna have to get me one of those. So thank you so much. But the property too, right? Did you see all the sculptures and the framed artwork? It was beautiful. Thank you so much, Russell. We love it. Right there on the shores of the New River. So again, Venice of America. You see that? You can get around by being on the water. I'm sorry. This is the Intercoastal. So thank you, Russell. You can mute your camera and your microphone. And now we're gonna take you. So we're gonna go. Broward County, which is Greater Fort Lauderdale, is about a third developed. 2/3 of the land are completely or almost untouched. So we're gonna go all the way out west, and we're gonna talk to Ben Ruby from Wild Lime Adventures. He's in the middle of it. In fact, we hope we can find him back after this webinar. He went way out there for you guys. So Ben, take it away. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Can everybody hear me okay? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
I
we
imagine
can.
you can. All right, let me know
I
if
hear you.
anything. Okay, super. All right, so Russell is casual chic. Well, I am under a casual chic, not chic, but cheeky. So above me here is this is the native word out here for home or house, and they make these chikis above my head here, and they're the masters at it here, the Miccosukee people, and that's where I'm reporting to you live. First and foremost, I just want to thank you to our friends at the Greater Fort Lauderdale Visitor Convention Bureau. They do an amazing job, and we've appreciated working with them over the years. And thank you so much for inviting us to be part of today's event. So we are way out here in the Everglades, and if you notice, I'm not wearing a mask, and that's to emphasize something to you, which is a lot of our tours, we go so far out here that you don't really need a mask for part of the tour. I mean, that's a nice change for people who have worn masks and every little step and stage along the way. Of course, in transportation, we require masks and we follow all CDC protocols, and we're very strict and very clean. We do, I don't want to tell you all the details, but we just follow all of those things. But with transportation, we also limit the number of people on our tours to like 40% of the maximum amount of tours. But in a little bit, I'm going to tell you about our tour number one. It's our part day tour, and it's really amazing because there's so many people. Instead of us picking them up at the hotel, they meet us, and they meet us at the starting point of this tour, and it allows the almost the complete day to just be really social distanced. So let me show you. I'm actually here at a native Tree Island village, way out here in the middle of the Everglades. I'm going to try to do this without wiping out. It just rained, so when your clients come here in November through May or June, it doesn't rain so much, but it's been raining a little bit lately. And so I'm going to try not to slip, but I am actually on a native Tree Island village way out here in the middle of the Everglades. Pretty cool, right? So let me give you an idea of how expansive it is out here. And the Everglades is an amazing place. Now we're in the real Everglades, guys. So no harm to any of the large commercial businesses that do, these large airboat tours with a lot of people. We come out here on our own airboat, just us. So if it's a private tour or a small group shared tour, they're not crowded by tons of people, and we can really control the spacing. And so we do both private and shared tours out here. But this is what the native people call this peyoki, and that means grassy water. And you can see as far as the eye can see, we call it the Everglades. Glades is an English word meaning grassy meadow, and ever meaning forever. It goes on and on. So part of the amazing beauty here is just the adventure of it. And it's like a National Geographic like trip that we do. Our part day tour, we go out for over an hour out here, and we see all kinds of wildlife, alligators, a wide variety of birds, the Everglades snail kite. This is the real Everglades. So we are only, surprisingly enough, about 20 or 25 minutes from the western edge of Broward County. And like I said, we pick up in Fort Lauderdale. That's our home. And we take people out here, and it's not to be missed. But remember this, many of your clients, they want real, they want authentic, they want immersive. These are key words that I'm sure you're familiar with. And they want to go to the real Everglades. They don't want to go to quote unquote Everglades. So on this part day tour, besides coming out here for a whole hour and visiting this native Tree Island village, we go to a couple of them out here to explore. We also go into the actual national park, and we go on a walk led by a master naturalist. So many people have gone to other national parks around the world, around the country. They've never been to the Everglades National Park. This is an iconic national park, and they want to get their stamp. There's a passport book that you can get stamped. And, they've been to Yellowstone. They've been to other places. They really want to go to the actual national park. So just keep that in mind. We have a permit, one of only a few companies to lead interpretive tours inside the national park. So I also want to just point out that we also call this the river of grass. I'm going to kind of walk backwards again. And it's not a swamp, as some people think. It's a slow moving river. In fact, it's the widest, shallowest river in the world. And a lot of people are surprised to hear that. but it's just an amazing place. And Everglades National Park, you might not be aware of this. This is pretty interesting, but Everglades National Park is the third largest national park in the lower 48. That means not including Alaska. And it's the largest wilderness area if you include Big Cypress National Preserve and you include the native lands. So right now we're in the native Miccosukee lands. As you can see, all of this behind me is water. It's not a big prairie. It's all completely the river of grass, but it's really amazing that we are actually standing here in the heart of the largest wilderness area in the lower 48. That's bigger than Yellowstone, and your clients really should not miss this. But you got to go to the real Everglades. You got to go a little further out than some of the larger commercial places to see the real thing. And that's why our reviews are incredible. I don't want to brag, but I will for a second. You do left and right on this camera is kind of interesting, but you do have to be a little careful out here. There's alligators all over the place. We see snakes, large alligators, baby alligators, and we just see it all out here. And you never know what you're going to see. The other day, just a couple days ago, we had 3 large male alligators bellowing to each other, and one ran across the trail right in front of us. And these are animals in the wild. So one of the things that people love is seeing animals in the wild. We never want to go to places with animals in cages and pens. We only want to go, you know, we don't enjoy it. It's much more exciting to see stuff in the wild. But back to the safety and cleanliness for one quick second. On our tours, people can meet us at the startup point. We also can pick them up. And like I said, we're going to follow, you know, we very practiced at it by this point and making sure that all the guidelines, CDC guidelines are followed and everything else. So thank you very much for joining us. I'll give you one last little look here at the actual village that's behind us. And these are the native people. There's actually a little baby alligator over here. I was going to try to show you, but I'm not talented enough with this laptop. We partner with.
They're going to have to come and see it for themselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Ben. It's so amazing that you are so close to the city, and yet it's so foreign to any construction, any urbanization. So, for example, you folks think out there, now that the cruises are not running, right, for the time being, think about a longer stay in Greater Fort Lauderdale that can include things like a wildlife adventure that puts you in the middle of Florida as it was 500 years ago. So it's a really amazing site. I love it. Good view, Ben. Enjoy it out there. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll need you at the end.
All right.
Thank you so much. So,
thank you.
Sure. So here, I'm going to try to do something that I've never done before. So, and that is, now that we are, that the good folks at Gulfstream Brewing have hosted me, I wanted to give you a little tour. So we are in a little bit north of downtown, 13th Street, in the Mass District. So it's an up-and-coming area full of small independent bars, restaurants, ice cream parlors, massage parlors, capoeira and jiu-jitsu, gyms. So we got some folks coming in. Hello. But as soon as the pandemic hit, Gulfstream Brewing, they started selling out of their parking lot. So they closed the shop. They were selling out of the parking lot. But then when they allowed us to come back into the business, the first thing they did is they spilled out onto their parking lot. See what I did there? They spilled out into the parking lot. Anybody? No? And they created their mini beer garden out there. But the owners of Gulfstream Brewing are big supporters of our local muralists and our local artists. So when you come here, it's a nano brewing operation. You get treated like family. I love it here. It's one of my favorites. Let me show you where the magic happens. This is the actual brewing operation. If you have a little bit of a sense of humor, you'll see that they've named some of the tanks after Muppets characters. So there's always something brewing at Gulfstream, and there's always life here in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Right now we have, Pixels and Pints? Pixels and Pints, the podcast. Look them up. Look these guys up. They pair video games with specific beer. So it's got to be fun. But then what they've done inside is they drastically removed or reduced the amount of seating that they used to have. They spaced their tables, and so that's why you have kegs. They partner with this restaurant called Pizzeria Magadino. So they have their ovens here. And now Magadino is a permanent fixture here in Gulfstream Brewing. And they also do things to go. So, for example, if you're staying with Russell at Manhattan Tower, you could order pizza. You could be here at Gulfstream, grab some beers, but then order some pizza to go and cook them in your apartment in the at Manhattan Tower. So if that's where the magic happens, this is where the magic gets delivered. That's McKay Farrell over there, owner operator of this wonderful place. Look, there's at least 18 local brews on tap at all times. My favorite is Graphic. It's an American style IPA, which I love. And then there's also Transplant, which is a very light Pilsner, very easy to drink, great with Florida heat. But if you like some of the stronger stuff, they have a Belgian quad that is only bottled, and that's an award-winning beer that'll really knock your socks off if you're a beer drinker. So we really appreciate you, McKay, and your team for having us here. That's Gulfstream Brewing. What do we have? The next bowl, Caitlin, please. Again, we want to hear what you're seeing, what you're doing. This is a big one for us. We here in the area, we're seeing a lot of drive traffic. A lot of people that are coming by car, but we want to know what you are booking. What are you selling? What are your clients asking? Where do they want to go? So let us know. The poll is anonymous, so your opinions will not be judged. Maybe they will, but we don't know. Let's see. Well, pretty even, huh? Pretty even split. Okay, so I guess there's room for all of us. There is room for all of us. All right, let's go back to our presentation, and we're going to, again, as I mentioned before, so we did a little tour in downtown Fort Lauderdale. We went out west. Now we're coming, and now we're going way north. So our coastline goes from Hallandale Beach in the south all the way to Deerfield Beach in the north. That's the last town you can hit before crossing into another destination. So Deerfield, I live in Coconut Creek, so when I go to the beach, I go right in front of Audra's place here at the Wyndham. So let's hear about the Wyndham Deerfield Beach. Audra, why don't you come back on and tell us all about it? Thank you.
Audra, you're on mute. Let's pull you back up. Let's see.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'll be super brief. It's kind of hard to top the last three gentlemen there. So great presentations and thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Audra Durham, representing the Wyndham Deerfield Beach Resort, actually an award-winning property for the last 3 years with Wyndham Worldwide, one of the largest hoteliers out there, over 9,500 hotels. Our hotel is situated 13 footsteps from the ocean, which I will show you at the end of the presentation. Behind me, you'll see actually what is on the picture here, one of our newly renovated guest rooms. Please know that, with the pandemic that had happened, our safety was always very important to not only our guests, but our employees, but now more even so with the pandemic, we've taken extra measures. A lot of it is what everyone's mentioned so far, with the UV lights in the room, from sanitizing at every corner you can imagine, the shields at the front desk, everybody's in proper uniform with masks and gloves, and it is required to have a mask in all public spaces throughout the hotel, including our restaurant and anywhere basically on the property. We take social distancing very seriously. Our pool is reduced down to the social distancing guidelines, as well as the restaurant and social distancing. It is very important to us. What makes our hotel and resort unique is that we do not have a resort fee. So that's very important for a lot of hotels out there and travelers that are going to resorts. So that's something that we pride ourselves in, as well as back to our COVID cleaning is very important to us as well in the guest rooms, and that's why I'm situated here. Guests want to feel like they are being protected and sanitized, and we do that by following the CDC guidelines of every guest that checks out. We sterilize the room for 2 days, so we don't re-rent the room for 2 days. While the guest is here in the hotel, we do not enter, housekeeping does not enter the room for up to 3 days unless the guest requests. If the guest does request service within that 3-day period, absolutely, we will definitely do it. The room would need to be vacated by the guest so that our team can come in safely and do what they need to do inside the guest room. So let me briefly show you. I'm going to swing around here and kind of just show you a little bit of where I look. I'm going to open up the slider here. So this is the view from one of our guest ocean rooms. We have 172 rooms split up between ocean and city side. You're looking at the Deerfield Pier, which is a very famous fishing pier, typically non-COVID. They do a lot of fishing competitions, diving competitions. Our beach is one of the largest volleyball. Also, you can't really see that. It's kind of a little bit more on the south side or north side, actually. But we have a lot of volleyball tournaments, and I'm just trying to get the whole view here. But we are on the 8th floor. We have 8 floors here at the hotel, and I am on the top floor. So if you can just kind of see that. We currently have one restaurant that's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Normally we do have 3. 2 of them have been closed due to the pandemic. And we also offer a gelateria, which is an awesome treat, especially when the sun is out and it's a little bit warmer. Right now it's a little not so sunny right now. So, but yeah, so those are all of the things here at the Wyndham Deerfield Beach Resort. And I thank you so much for your time. And we do hope to see you regardless of the travel, if it's for staycations, for vacations, whatever it may be, we're here to help. Thank you very much and stay safe.
Thank you, Audra. And I have to say to everybody, Audra and the team at the Wyndham Deerfield Beach, you guys were early adopting cleaning and safety measures when this whole thing broke out. So kudos to you. You guys have been very serious about this.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So yes, Audra showed you the south side of the pier. The north side of the pier is where the sports area. So yes, tons of volleyball. In fact, there's a huge Brazilian community. So if you ever were curious about what foot volley is, that will be the place to see it. But it is also a place where you can learn to surf. And the good folks at Island Water Sports. So growing up in Venezuela, when you would come to South Florida, there was a couple of surf shops that you would be treated right and you would be treated like family or like a friend. And Island Water Sports was one of them. These folks have been around since the 70s, the late 70s. They're an institution in Deerfield Beach. It is a family-owned and operated business. And of course, you can find all kinds of surfing, skating goods, but also tons of rentals, paddle boards, surfboards, boogie boards, skates. They also do tours. They do night tours. You can do a moonlight paddle boarding tour. And if you'd like, you can take lessons. If you're going to be here for a long time, you can set up, sign up for one of their camps, for example. So winter, summer, they have camps. You do have to sign up. And by the way, little hint. So, take it or leave it. But most weekends, the first surf lesson and paddleboard lesson, and you have to get up early, is free. So enjoy it. These folks are the real deal. It's a great way to spend. A whole family can be on the beach. Somebody may be trying the surfboard and falling all over the place while somebody else is taking pictures and laughing at them. Is a wonderful time. Steps, literally, if it's 13 steps from Audra's place to the ocean, is about 15 steps from Audra's place to the door of Island Water Sports. About 11 steps from Audra's place is Oceans 234. So I'm going to ask Amanda to come back up. While I say this, remember what the late, great Anthony Bourdain said. The closer you get to the ocean, the better the food tastes. So Oceans 234 is a good example of that. So Amanda, I think you're muted.
Can you guys hear me? Is that okay now?
Yes.
I know,
Yeah,
sorry
much
for the
better.
wind. There'll be a little bit of pushback there. My apologies, technical difficulties. So my name is Amanda Ellis. I'm the director of events here at Oceans 234. We are an premier oceanfront restaurant right on the water. We're right next door to Audra, so she's my neighbor and good friend. So we are on the other side, and I'll show you. I think I can get a little bit of a shot there, but I'll take everybody out. So Oceans 234 has gone above and beyond, not only following CDC guidelines, but also taking extra steps to ensure the safety of not only our guests, but our employees as well. All of our employees and guests, when they're not seated at their table, must be wearing their masks. Extra sanitation has been in play this whole time. Oceans, instead of closing when the restaurants were shut down, we were actually able to maintain staying open, but in a very different capacity than what we're used to. And we turned ourselves into a grocery store. We were, it fed a need for the community at that time. So it's a very unique story that I can tell at another time, but just a little bit of added information about us. We have been here for about 20 years. We went under new ownership in 2012 by the amazing Danielle Rossi. And in 2015, we're coming up on our reopen date. We completed a $1.8 million renovation to the property to elevate us to the next level that we are today. Anyway, so I'll give, and I feel like Ben today, I'm surrounded by the wildlife out here. I had an iguana run past me. I have birds all over, but anyway, here's a quick little view of our property. As you can see, all of our tables are socially distanced. And then I'll walk you guys out here for a quick second. I wanted to, if I could have had time, I would have run out and waved at Audra. So, all right, well, thank you so much for having us. And thank you again.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And so what Amanda just showed you all is the north side of the pier. So if there was a volleyball tournament or something like that, it would be happening right there. Amanda, quick question for you. If you want to come back up real quick. Hours of operation, are you always, do you do brunch in the weekends, but it's mostly lunch and dinner, is that correct?
Lunch and dinner currently. We have not brought back our Sunday brunch. We are, so we are open every day, or every weekday at 12 noon, and then on the weekends at 11:30.
Okay, great. Great place, folks. The food is superb. Drinks, ambiance is a really, and of course, in a day like today, which for us is not that warm. The whole place is wide open, and so you get the breeze. It's just a wonderful, wonderful time. You have to come and get that seafood pasta that you see on the screen, which is delectable. All right, let's go to the next thing because we're coming to the end here. We have a season for deals, which on a normal year would happen in either August or September, or both from August to September. This year we started in June or July and went through October, but it seems like it's coming to a close. We have deals in lodging, spas, restaurants, and attractions. So always be on the lookout for that. But other than that, if you go to our website, sunny.org, whether at Lauder Deals or whether /travel-trade, you'll find travel agent deals, cruise deals, different things that may run throughout the year. So our Lauder Deals are our season of deals right now, but there might be something going on for you at any given time. Remember to sign up and take our Travel Agent Academy. Our brand new Shaping the Recovery Curve video is part of that. So you'll see that video as part of your curriculum. And remember, you earn educational credits from becoming a travel Sunny Specialist. And also you get signed up to our private Sunny Specialist Facebook group. So you'll be in the know. Next thing, and this is for entertainment and for education, is that we in the leisure team developed an educational program for young people or for the young at heart. I mean, we had elementary and middle school kids in mind when we designed this, but it's quite a few lessons that combine topics with a frame of Greater Fort Lauderdale as the subject. So geography, chemistry, art, civics, some math. So you can see that, but within the context of Greater Fort Lauderdale, Broward County. So, get your kids learning, get them excited, get your clients' kids learning. They'll get excited. They'll influence their parents to want to come too, we hope. And they'll love our place too. So we are, as Tracy mentioned at the beginning, we're going to keep doing these for the next few months. Sign up for the future ones. Make sure to catch up on the past episodes. There's plenty of information in each one. As we're coming to a close, so golf and luxury coming up. Make sure to sign up for all things. So Visit Lauderdale is our handle in for the consumer social media. So at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. But if you want to connect at a trade level, Leisure Lauderdale is where you want to go. Look us up on Instagram and look us up. We have a page on Facebook as well. So Leisure Lauderdale, and then you'll be connected with us. We are coming to the end of this. So I think, again, I'll take the opportunity to thank you all for being with us. And I think we can take some questions now. If our partners can come back up, you can turn your cameras on, and then we might get a question for you.
All right. Yes, we have a couple of questions here. Let's see. We're going to start on a question for the Wyndham Deerfield here. Do you have like an extended stay rate, like a longer extended stay rate?
We sure do. We actually didn't have that pre-COVID, but we've realized that more travelers, due to a lot of different reasons, and more so families that are traveling, vacations, and people who are also able to work remotely, that the demand really did warrant for us to put out an extended stay. So yes, so Wyndham does have, our Wyndham has an extended stay program. And if it's something that's long-term outside of what's available online, or if you call Wyndham, if you contact me directly, I can work with you on getting you an extended stay rate.
Awesome. And one more for you. How many accessible rooms do you have? Do you know off the top of your hand?
Yes, we have 8. We have 8 on property. Yep.
I was saying,
Including 2 suites. 2 of them are actual suites, ADA suites approved.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. And then for Manhattan Tower, Russell, are you an adult only property?
Yes.
Or is everybody welcome to stay there?
everybody's welcome to stay here. We welcome everybody.
Everybody's welcome. Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, and I think that's it right now. Another question for the Wyndham. Do you have an airport shuttle?
We currently do not have an airport shuttle. However, we are affiliated with several transportation companies that we can affiliate, we can set it up for you.
Okay, wonderful. And just so you all know, we do have a link on our travel trade page that lists all the hotels that have airport shuttles. So you can find that there. Wonderful. And I think that's it for right now. We have a question about quarantine in here. We currently do not have any quarantine restrictions, but we don't want to get too technical on that, and depends on where you're coming from or where you're headed and things like that. But Florida does not have any right now restrictions with that.
If I could add something real quick to that, Caitlin. We don't have quarantines when your guests arrive. If you see our Safe and Clean pledge, if your guests, so our partners are doing it, but if your guests kind of go by that, masks in public, social distancing, they'll be fine. So if they're, I don't know what I'm going to be expected to do, I don't know what the rules are. If you go by our Safe and Clean, you're pretty safe that you'll be within the guidelines.
Perfect. Oh, and one more question popped in before we go to prizes for Manhattan Towers. Do you have a water taxi stop nearby?
Yeah, right at our property. I showed the gate where they'll pull right up and pick you up, and they will drop you off here. We are not an organized setup stop. It's by request only. So we just call, and the next water taxi coming by will pick you up, and then they'll bring you back.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you. All
right. VIP. I like it.
All right. Is everybody ready? We've got 4 great prizes here. And what we're going to do is you need to type in your answer to the question box, okay? I'm sorry, your answer to the question box. The first person to answer correctly will be winning, and Gabe and I are going to monitor these answers here. So the first prize is going to be a $100 gift certificate to the lovely Oceans 234.
Amazing, thank you.
I think this one's going to be really easy. Let's see. The question for you is, let's see if you were all listening. During the time that they were shut down, when restaurants could not be open to the public, did you hear what they stayed open as?
Oh my gosh.
We had everybody listening, and she didn't even get to say the whole story, Amanda. I think it made national news, though. It was pretty unique what they were doing.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And somebody typed the answer before you were finished asking the question.
I know. So that is the winner. We have, let's see. Oh, I lost it. There's so many. Richard.
Mm-hmm. Petrick or Petrich? Mm-hmm.
All right. Congratulations. We will be reaching out to you so we can coordinate.
Bon appetit, Richard. Bon appetit.
Wonderful. Okay, staying nearby to Amanda's friend next door at the Wyndham Deerfield Beach. She has a one-night ocean view room at her resort that she is giving away a gift certificate for. And the question is, how many days does the Wyndham Deerfield Beach Resort take prior to re-renting a guest room to a new guest?
They're coming in fast and furious.
Uh-huh. All righty. Let's see. I think we have a Melissa Bullock. Melissa, congratulations.
Now, Melissa, talk to Richard, and you all get together and, you know.
Congratulations, Melissa. We will be in touch. Okay, and the next one we have is a Wild Lime gift certificate adventures here. So you can go out for a $100 gift certificate with Wild Lime Adventures. Ben graciously donated that today. All right, his question is, the native people called the Everglades Payoke. What does Payoke mean? I was listening. Did I say that right, Ben? This one, people, I think, all right, let's see.
Oh. No, we got it.
We got it. All right. Yep. Tracy, right? Tracy Graves. Tracy. Congratulations, Tracy Graves. Grassy water. Awesome. We've got a lot of people paying attention here. Excellent. All right. And last but not least, we have Russell's prize here. He has a one-night complimentary stay and a one-bedroom poolside apartment. Sounds spectacular there. All right. Let's see. How many units does Manhattan Tower have? Let's see. All right. Neil Miller. Congratulations. We have a winner, Neil Miller. Excellent. You have 14 units at the at Manhattan Towers, where Russell is located. We have excellent participation. A lot of people were paying attention there. Yeah. We will be in touch with all the winners. And Tracy, would you like to say some final words?
Having trouble with my mouse. Turn my mic back on. Thank you all. What a great presentation. So good to see everybody in their live and locations. And thanks to all our travel advisors that joined us today. We truly, truly appreciate it. And we are here to help you sell to your clients, help them feel comfortable coming to Greater Fort Lauderdale. Hope to see you soon. Thanks all.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.